In studio right now is Mayor Jackie Izzo. I can say that now. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And, there was this big spread on what you're doing and on Rome and the potential progress in the OD over the weekend. You jumped right in here.
Well, that was the plan.
Yeah.
Our transition work paid off in December because we were able to jump right in once we got in the building. So we've done a lot in the last 2 weeks. This is kind of foreign to me, having a day off.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot more going on toward the end of the month, and just a lot of good things. We're trying to meet with as many people as we can. We cleaned up some of the department meetings that we didn't get to in the transition. We've got a few more this week, so it's been really good. The employees have been very welcoming, and that's been very nice for us.
And what about this? I read something about a federal deal, a meeting you had with the feds that might mean something when it comes to economic development or something going on. Is there anything you can say about that?
Not right at the moment, but yes, it would be really good for Rome. It will kind of solidify all the things that we were talking about during the campaign. It'll get us off on a track of really studying our community and having the federal government help us facilitate that, which would be fantastic. And it will happen quickly if we get this all tied up.
All right. Very nice. And one of the things that you talked about during the campaign a lot is that, Rome has so much to offer. There's the housing issue, but then, of course, there's the base where it's already state-of-the-art, ready to go. If this whole thing comes together with nanotechnology, as it seems it is, there could be some offshoots, if you will, for Rome and the base.
Well, I think the beauty of the Nano, the SUNY campus itself, just it sits perfectly in the middle.
Yeah.
And I think you could go either way as far as looking at locating your company. We all know that once this gets up and running, the chip factories online, there are going to be spin-offs from that.
Right.
And that's really what you want to go after as far as the business sector is concerned. And I think there is an opportunity for us as well with housing. And, as we said during the campaign, and now we're starting to work on it, we need to offer more housing options, and that's one of the things that we're looking at, and cleaning up what we've got on our rolls now.
Andrew Dominio.
So, Mayor Izzo, you have in Rome a lot of access to, the canal and different transports and stuff like that. How will that influence seeking new business ventures as well?
Well, obviously, there's been monies put into the canal development, and we've got actually 2 more grants that we're working on down there to keep the improvements going. We also are talking with Utica about maybe some joint ventures along the canal now that both communities have put so much money in, and Sylvan Beach as well. I think that's an untapped opportunity in tourism.
Well, when you look at other areas along the canal, we're way behind.
Yes,
I mean, we've done stuff, we're moving, but we are still so far behind.
We are, and if you look at the spread of where those communities are and the amenities that are offered along the way, we're positioned well in Rome for a stop, an actual overnight stop, and you continue on to Sylvan Beach, Utica as well, but we should have more synergies between us, and that's something we need to work on in the next few years.
Do you feel that Rome has been left out a lot of this talk? I mean, the last year has been just a lot of things going on, a lot of cranes over Utica, if you will. Has Rome been left out? And if so, how do you fix that?
I think one of the problems, and this has really come to the forefront in the last month or so, Rome was not aggressive enough in making sure it was in the conversation. And that's my job now.
Yeah.
That's why I've spent so much of my time in the economic development agencies, making sure I get to Utica, because there are a lot of things that happen in Utica that are good for Rome and vice versa. I think that Rome is now open for business, and we need to continue to say that, and our actions will speak louder than words. And so one of the things that I need to do is to continue to let people know that we're here, we have a lot to offer. Our city can still grow exponentially with business, and not just at Griffiths. Also off into the city itself.
And any tough decisions that have to be made? Is there any surprises you've uncovered as you entered the office?
I was I think we were all very disappointed in the condition of the City Hall building. We have some real structural issues there that we have to address. So one of the things that we've been doing when we were in Albany the other day is looking for money.
Yeah.
And I think that we will be successful in that. But there are repairs there now that have to be made, and they will have to be done within this 2016-17 cycle. Once we get that straightened away,
yeah.
I think government forgets that it has to present a professional image, a business-like image, and that is lacking a little bit right now in Rome. So we need to clean that up as well, and we will going forward. That's probably been the biggest surprise, the work we have to do there. That building's only, I think it was opened in 1978, and it's a very different building from the last time I worked there. A lot more office space.
Yeah.
Just different things have happened there. But one of the great things is the employees are just fantastic throughout the city. They've been more than welcoming and helpful, and so we're looking forward to that relationship going forward.
And then we really didn't talk much about this when you were on the campaign trail, but and that really was I think your choice. But you are the first ever Rome, first ever mayor, female mayor of Rome, and maybe of a major city in Oneida County. There's never been a Utica mayor who's been a female. You're the first woman. Is that a big deal? It seems to be.
Well, I guess I've done a lot of first things in my life that involved me being a woman. I never looked at it that way, even from when I was a kid. I just think that I hope that people elected me because I was the best candidate.
Right.
Well, yes,
and that's why you really didn't talk about it.
Right. However, from the election to the swearing in, it was a big deal for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And yes, I downplayed it, but it is an interesting moment in history. Some people were really very excited about that. A lot of people have come up to me and said, "Oh, I think it's great we're going to have a woman," and that's male and female.
Right.
To me, I've never thought that way. So, but I guess it's a moment in time, and you're right. I'm the first one in the two major cities.
And for some women, maybe that does mean an awful lot. That's a big step.
Yes, when I was down at the State of the State, I met a couple of other women mayors. The mayor of Hudson, she just was elected. There were a few of us there, not many yet, but it was interesting listening to the different struggles of being, a female in the office. But I think going forward, I can already see where I'm more detail-oriented in the things that I look at as being important as far as image and the way we present ourselves. Is kind of foreign to some of the men. They're looking at me with two eyes going, whoa, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But that's always the way it's been. So I guess I'll bring a different kind of flair to the government.
Well, listen, when you're, for me, when my wife says to me as I'm walking out the door, "You are not wearing that." And I'm like, no, you're not wearing that. Sometimes, not every guy, but some guys just can't see it.
No, they can't. And
You are not wearing that.
Right. Well, and it filters down, especially, we've had this project, let's say, in the building. There are many things that are bothering me in the City Hall building, the way we are presenting ourselves. For instance, the thresholds on the doorways, the entryways, they're brass. Well, they were brass. Now they're green. So I asked the guys, could you remove one of them and see what we could do with it? Well, they did a fantastic job with it. Yeah. It looks brand new. So now we're having a project to go around the building. Those are just little things that make a difference when someone walks. It's like walking into your house.
Right.
Would you leave it like that in your house?
Right.
So those types of things we're concentrating on. And every day I tend to walk in the building. I can't sit still. So I'm always walking all over the place. And for the maintenance guys, it's probably not a good thing because I keep seeing more things. And so I'll kind of add that to the list.
Well, listen, you were a basketball coach. You have to pay attention to the little things.
Exactly.
Because they play a role, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you're coaching basketball, when it comes down to two really good teams, just like yesterday in the NFL, the little things are going to win the game, and you have to pick the little things out and do those well.
Yeah. Speaking of little things, during the State of the State, where you had to be witness to the shout out that was going on down there.
Oh, yes, I was pretty close to it.
The disturbance, you were close to it.
Yeah.
It was pretty wild, wasn't it?
I've never seen anything like that before, but the worst part of it was, and the governor said to him, okay, you've made your point. Everyone knows you're here.
Yeah.
You know, the guy would not stop.
He didn't stop.
He would not stop until they had to remove him. And it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know, especially it was an assemblyman from downstate of the governor's party.
Mm-hmm.
And that wouldn't have mattered either way. But, you know, there is a decorum that you need to follow and a respect for the office. And there was
no following that there.
No. I've been around for a lot of years. And I've seen a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But I never witnessed anything like that on a major stage.
Yeah. And there was a local tie-in to the escort out. It was Joe Morelli, who is related to the Joe Morelli, Greens Morelli here. The assemblyman from Rochester is the one that escorted him out. So.
Yeah, I could see them, but you weren't paying attention to that
Yeah.
so much. You were just happy they were getting him out of the room, and we could continue.
And if we can talk debates, talk a public presentation, your public speaking, the governor, I thought he handled that pretty well. It got very loud. The governor became, at one point he's like, just because you yell doesn't mean we hear you or you're right. Yet I think the governor was really yelling over him.
He was.
Yeah.
And, I don't know how that played on television, but watching it unfold in front of you in the arena, he did handle himself well. And he really tried not to embarrass the assemblyman.
Right.
He was trying hard just to say, you need to sit down now. And he did yell over him. He started with his speech, he just went over him.
Yeah.
And then finally they removed him.
Pretty wild.
Yeah, it was very wild.
Pretty wild. All right. Well, listen, Mayor Izzo, we appreciate your time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And the work is already underway.
It is. And thank you for having me back. And happy Martin Luther King Day to everyone out there.